Wyn, we're so excited to have you. Who are you? Tell us who you are, what you do, and we'll get into the story and everything. But who is Wyn Starks?
Thank you for having me, Tyler. It's been awesome so far. And well, I grew up I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I started, I've loved music my whole life. I've was always surrounded by it from my mom. Always had everything playing in the house, from gospel to Motown to 80s pop and rock. And so I was just exposed to a lot of music young. And but yeah, it's just so I started getting that passion when I was young. I was really shy, so I didn't even sing in front of people for a long, till well into I was a teenager when I started when I did my first solo in church. I was like 13.
Okay.
So yeah, I just started really having this dream inside of me, but didn't really know how to get it out. I had a lot of insecurities, was bullied a lot as a kid, had a really high voice and yeah, I just started on this journey of kind of discovering who I was as an artist and as a singer, so.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about the first time you sang in church? Because I'm sure also you're probably nervous, very nervous, but what was that like for you?
So I remember, my mom, I had grown up singing in the kids choir, but my mom, was like, it's time, I want you to just do a solo. And she told the people at church and they're like, yeah, he can do a solo for youth, for Children's Sunday, So I was super nervous. I mean, my knees were bucking when I first got on that mic, but when I saw the reaction from the people, and how it resonated. Because, before that, I just sang in the house, and my brothers were like, shut up, your family,
Yeah.
But the neighbors, my mom always told me I would be singing in the shower and the neighbors would be like, when is he going to get in again so we can hear him sing, you know? But yeah, so I remember just being super nervous, but seeing their reaction, that's the moment that I knew this is what I wanted to do in my life, is to be a singer, I didn't know at what capacity and how I was going to get there, but I just knew it was something that, it was always a passion, but to see people resonate with it the way they did, it made me like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like your mom really pushed you to
She did. She really did. Yeah, she did.
That's beautiful. What do you do? How did you take that moment of you singing in church, and do you still carry, I guess the question is, do you still carry anything that you learned from that first experience into how you perform today?
Absolutely. I've learned a lot about, because during that time, I carried a lot of fear. And so I was like, and now I kind of use these nerves as fuel. When before they used to kind of debilitate me almost sometimes. But I've learned just through, that support, of course, from my family and just kind of it's been a journey, still discovering. I think it's when I really moved to Nashville when I was older that I really started to discover who I was as an artist and a writer, because I started writing music with other people. Before I wrote, I would hear melodies and just kind of write it, just me writing. But when I moved to Nashville, I got exposed to so many other types of people and writers and artists, and then I really started to kind of just discover who I was as an artist, and I went on that journey, you know. And so when I first moved, a lot of that I still carried, even in that time, just that, that belief that people had in me, seeing that the way that, and again, I grew up singing in church, but I really wanted to kind of explore, because I grew up listening to so much different kind of music. So I wanted to kind of explore that, and because I feel like it was only grabbing a piece of who I was. And so I wanted to really just start to branch out and kind of discover my sound and what that looked like. And so when I went to Nashville, again, I started just working with different people, and then I finally found my tribe, and I was like, this feels right. And then I just started to discover my sound.
Okay. What inspired you to move to Nashville, and what have you learned since moving there?
Oh, it was kind of, I never really planned on moving to Nashville. I had been and visited, but one of my good friends lived there, and he was a signed artist, and he had made connections. And so I met some really cool people through that experience. And so, and one of which is here. He's one of my musicians. He plays the keys. And so when I went there, I put a video. I posted a video of me singing, which I was always so nervous to ever put, because I'm such a perfectionist. But I put this video up. And then he happened to see it, and he was like, I'd love for him to be featured on a song, because he's an artist as well. And I was like, and I heard his music, and I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I want to do this. And so I was living in Dallas at the time, because I traveled, doing background for some artists, and I got off the road and kind of went on a hiatus, because I wanted to like start to pursue my music. So in Dallas, I hopped in the car, drove down to Nashville. And that's where it all began for me, that whole journey. And so I didn't really look, and then I ended up moving there and haven't looked back,
It's beautiful.
So, yeah.
What gave you that courage to actually make that jump from somebody that was so scared to sing in public and being pushed by your mother and your supporters and your family to do it, to actually doing it?
Just a drive in me. I mean, I was starting to really that was my hiatus time, where I was just trying to figure it out, because I knew I wasn't happy fully doing that, like doing background, and I wanted to really explore, because I knew I wanted to be an artist, and so, but I just didn't know what it looked like yet, and I kind of felt like I was in a bubble a bit. So Nashville really helped me get out of that bubble. So I was just like, I just made up in my mind, I was kind of going back and forth, because I still had so many things there and I was just like, and it was all these excuses, and I was just like, you know what, I just have to make this jump. And I did, and it felt good. I was nervous, of course, but it felt right. It felt right.
Felt freeing?
Yeah, it felt freeing, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Talking about your music, just seeing how your fans react to it, listening to it myself, you can tell it's a source of healing for other people.
Thank you, Tyler.
Of course. Curious, what was the healing process like for you while recording music, and how that shaped everything you're doing now? So
I always wanted to create music that captured me when I was a kid. I wanted to have that same impact on somebody else, and create music that was timeless and something that could live on for years to come. And so I was just trying to figure out what that looked like. So when I connected with my friend, and we just started writing together, it felt good. It felt right. And what was the question again? I'm so sorry.
What was the healing process like for you while creating music?
So I had been, like I said, the same type of feeling that I got from listening to music, I wanted to give that to people. So I wanted to really just dig deep and start to discover the sound of mine. And we kind of just started touching on my love for all kind of music. And we hit this more of a soul Motown. And I just started from there, just discovering more and more the sound. And so I was like, so I think just honestly, what really did it for me when I really kind of started to really come into myself was through grief and loss, was the thing that really helped me find more courage and even more belief in myself. I had written a song called Who I Am, but I was still figuring that out. I still didn't fully know, you know what I mean? And honestly, I'm still on that journey, but so my twin brother, I have a twin brother, and we grew up singing together. We used to make up songs together when we were younger, and he never really pursued music. He could sing as well, but he never really pursued it. And but he was a huge supporter of mine. He just loved, And so I finally put my EP out, and to see how proud of me that he was, it really just, because I started to kind of see myself through the eyes of other people, how they were seeing me, because it took a long time to get there, but I remember how proud of me that he was. And then in 2020, I lost my twin brother, very unexpected. And that was a big blow for me. Like I went into a dark place, you know, but the music is what really kept my head above the water. And I found out the power of it and how it can heal you. And that's really when I just started becoming more fearless, you know. And I could feel my brother was the one pushing me and like he was alive in me, you know. And so I really found out the power of music and how it can really heal you, you know.
That's beautiful.
And how it continues to, you know.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank
you. Of course. Talking about the project you dropped, I believe in 2021, Black is Golden, you celebrated like identity, joy, justice. How did that body of work reflect on where you were mentally at that time?
So I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and, you know, what kind of was the impetus for that was what happened there with George Floyd. And I got together with my bro here, and we wrote a song called Sparrow that was kind of a tribute to him and to, you know, social justice. And like I really wanted it to sound like a old Negro spiritual, like the strength that I got from them and how it carries on even today. I wanted it to, so that was kind of like, we wrote that song together, and then I got with one of my other good friends and wrote a song called Black is Golden, just to celebrate Black beauty and Black excellence. And then I just decided to call the album, that was kind of my protest album, I call it, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I'm very proud of that body of work. And I just, I love to see even how I've evolved from that, you know, and through that. So, yeah, that was kind of the whole story behind it.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Going back a little bit, talking about Nashville or just any moment in time, is there a specific moment when you were in the studio that just is the most memorable for you?
Yeah, there's so many times. I mean, there would be times I would just be at a low place, and that was even before I lost my brother. And Fred would be like, "Come by the studio, let's write a song about it." And I'm like, "Oh, that was the best way to kind of relieve the pressure." And so, but I think one time was really significant was, you know, when after I lost my brother, he got to hear my EP, and he was sharing it with everybody and just super proud, and was picking out his car and what house he wanted, you know? Yeah. And I was like, to see him believe in me like that was really cool. And so, but I knew that I wanted to finish the album. The pain was deep. It was there, real. It was strong, but I knew for him that I wanted to finish the album. So we got together and wrote this song called End of the River. And man, that to me was just a testament of the strength and the power of music and the strength that he even left with me to be able to write a song and to release an album not even a year after he passed, you know, and because I wanted to finish it for him. And so that, I think, to me, because now looking back and hearing it, I'm looking back at myself like, how did I do that, you know? And again, it was just, I really started to find out, you know, what I was made of during that time. And that was a really special moment for me to be able to record that song and to finish that album was, one of the most memorable. There's many, but that was one of them for sure, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Looking ahead into the future, you're working on an album.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
So I released my EP, and then I also did another EP with the Fish Jubilee Singers, because I redid 4 songs from my album, and I wanted to just, again, celebrate Black beauty and excellence. And they're just renowned in Nashville. You know, they're a lot of the reason how Nashville has its name, Music City, because, you know, they went and traveled during 7 years after the end of slavery. They went and traveled to Europe to raise money for colleges, Black universities and their university as well. And so I was like, to just be able to, I forgot the question again.
No worries. Just the album, new album.
Yeah. So I was like, I started to just kind of evolve, and my sound started to evolve. And I was like, when really all that just played a part in it. And I was just like, so during that time, I went on AGT. the opportunity came up, and I was like, again, never wanted to do anything like that, but just felt like my brother would want me to do that. And so I went there, and from that, it just kind of started putting this fire back in me again, you know, and I started just kind of just evolving as an artist even, and finding more confidence in myself. And then we got in the studio and we just started writing again, and some magic has come from that. And I feel like I've even got to dig a little deeper, and my sound, of course, I feel like has evolved as well. Still proud of what I've done, but I'm so excited about the things that are to come, you know, and the music that's to come. So I feel like it's really grabbing a piece of me that people haven't got to hear yet. So I'm excited to share that with people.
Very exciting. Outside of the album, are you doing any shows, like anything else you're working on that you're excited about?
Right now, I'm just, I'm doing spot dates, but I'm really just focused on finishing the album right now. And I'm almost done, and I plan to release it in the fall. But it's been a journey. It really has. But I think the most important thing that I've learned about like writing and music for me is that I never want to rush things. I want it to really, of course, I don't want to take them forever, but I love to take time on a song. I love to not just write it one day. I like to revisit it. And that's why I love so much working with my friend, you know, Fred, because we really take time on the music, and I want every word to mean something. I want every melody I want people to feel it. And so that's why I think it's, taking time, but in the most beautiful way, you know, because now it's something that I'm very proud of.
You should be. They definitely feel it.
Yeah,
they feel the soul in there,
Tyler. Thank you.
Of course. I have to ask, you mentioned you had stage fright. Do you still have stage fright?
Yes. But again,
not
as much. My legs ain't bucking anymore.
Okay.
My knees ain't bucking anymore. But I do have it, not fear though, but I still get nerves, but I use it, and I kind of refocus it into fuel, into energy. So they're good nerves now. But of course I get it, and that just shows you care. You know, I hear everybody say that, and I've heard everybody say that means you care, and I was like, yeah, it does, but I finally know now what that means. Really, I do. And so I just want everything I do to be done. I care about it. You know, I care about, you know, just making sure that people resonate with this music the way that music did for me when I was young, you know, and those artists that I looked up to. I want to be that artist for other people, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone listening to your music for the first time, what's one thing that you hope they take away on their first listen, or just in general, any listen, but what's something you hope they take away?
I want them to...
It's a very loaded question on my end, so I apologize.
No. It's a good question. I want them to know what it looks like to be just fearless, and to kind of let go of all the insecurities. And even though you haven't, even if you don't, but still just doing it afraid. You know what I mean?
At least you're doing it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So just being fearless and having courage to just step into whatever that looks like, you know? And I think Who I Am was a really special song, because that was kind of my song of self-discovery. It ended up turning into a song that helped people with grief, that helped other artists, that helped people from just all walks of life. That's what, and I want whatever I want them to be able to get what they need from the music, whatever that looks like, you know? And so, yeah, I want them to just, you know, be fearless in whatever they do. And
that's powerful.
Yeah.
Second to last question, what can the people expect with your performance tonight at 4C?
We're about to have fun. I always go back to that little boy again singing in church, where he was just doing it because he just loved it. You know what I mean? And I want people to see that this is something that I love, and I want it to resonate with them, and them to feel it, and to groove with me and have fun.
Oh yeah. And last question: where can the people follow you on social media?
So I'm on Instagram, Wyn Starks, TikTok, Wyn Starks, wynstarks.com, Spotify, Wyn Starks, WYNSTARKS, like the Iron Man, Tony Stark, but with the S at the end. Yeah, you can find me all those places, iTunes, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wyn, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tyler.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.